Hey, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to go through this, and we're going to do a real blitz of creating a conversation. This little talk that we did, and I will just share it with you here. Just say hi there, and hey Jeff, how you doing?
Good,
So
good.
good, good. And we're gonna run through this. I'm gonna see if I can. I'll set the clock here, and I'm gonna go through and see if we can get this done in about 15 minutes. We call it creating a conversation. It's called a conversation because when we're writing for Functional Therapy Magazine and FunctionalTherapyAuthority.com, we're really trying to get that connection made. And so I'm Ed Kane. I'm an occupational therapist and a registered functional therapist, and I'm the publisher of Functional Therapy Magazine. Basically, if we were talking about who we were founded in 2009 as the American League of Functional Therapists. We also have our Functional Concepts LLC is the company that does the magazine. But Functional Therapy Magazine has two issues, actually, two editions: a Health and Wellness for Everyone edition and a professional edition, which will have all these articles, but also some more information that can be for therapists and for athletic trainers and people like that will learn a little bit more. But basically, our organization had started off as an organization of occupational therapists and OT assistants, but then there was a lot of interest from physical therapists that they could also become registered functional therapists and registered functional therapy associates, and now we're developing curriculum for this registered functional therapy practitioner, and that's something that with athletic trainers and with other people who are highly trained people that we want to get involved with this. We are skilled generalists who want to expand healthcare to recognize function as the core benefit of good health. There you go. This is the model, and if you were to check out the craft model on YouTube, you can actually see this animated, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. But basically, all the focus right now has been on the physical, and we want to expand it to mental, social, motivational abilities, and talk about how we get people being able to work, do leisure, and perform self-care tasks themselves. And we talk about the context, the time, place, person, situation of the person. So basically, if everyone was kind of gathering all this stuff together, you would have a much more holistic representation of health and be thinking much more about the person. And this little guy here is kind of the mystery of people. And depending on your beliefs, you could think of this as the spirit. But I like to think of this as something about the driver of all of this, right? I mean, we are not just our physical selves, our mental selves. We are almost observing ourselves going through this from time to time. So let's talk about Shirley Kavanaugh here. This is our avatar. This is not a real person, but that's a real person. But I hope she's flattered that we think so highly of her to use her as our avatar. Her picture was just online. We picked it. But anyways, she's married to Frank. We know a lot about her. She has a 14-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl. She's a little bit frazzled, but she's okay. She's attractive. She's conscientious. You can see. Her health is good. She's slightly overweight. She does not smoke. She's a social drinker. She lives in Waterbury. You think about this. She has a BA in education. She's actually a teacher of 4th grade. Her politics, she's kind of apolitical, but she's liberal. She's a reader. She's at a crossroads. Her teenagers need her less, and she's got her pain now is her disrespectful kids. And she's got a sore right knee, and her left hand has been, she wakes up and it's numb once in a while. It kind of scares her. She doesn't know what that's about. She owns her home. They have pretty good income together. They're secure financially. She doesn't gamble, and her luxury item is skincare, cream stuff. She reads. She's working on a classic. She's working on Emma, but it's taken a long time. She's been about 3 months in, and she's about 3/4 of the way done it. So there's a lot of demands on her life, but so she reads some other things quickly, Shape Magazine and Cosmopolitan. She watches cop shows and Ellen. She admires Oprah. She's generally happy with some stress, and that's some ups and downs, right? She's got some sadness. She's got some happiness. She's got some friends who have different moods too. On Facebook, she's a lot of her teacher friends, but she's also got her friends from high school, and she's got other real friends, obviously. and she's pretty busy, but she's got no pets. She drives a Ford Focus automatic. Her secret fears are that her children will be hurt, or that Frank will leave her, and her secret fantasy is that Frank will take her on a romantic vacation. So now that you know Shirley Kavanaugh, we want to know what Shirley wants. She wants accurate information. She wants it quick and useful. She wants a conversational tone. She wants it to be a simple pleasure. She wants to take this time to read something like a magazine. The old way of writing is all these things. It's pedantic. It's challenging. It takes years to write. It builds to this finale. They don't want to tell you anything until you get there. It's high-level English, long content. Basically, the writing was a discovery. People learned about themselves as they wrote it. They wrote it with a quill. My gosh. And then had it printed with agents, publishers, printers. Imagine. Reading time competed with nature. Basically, in the evening times when the lights were going down, you might get the chance to read while there was still sun out, or spend the money on a candle. Imagine the old way, right? It was expensive. It was inaccessible, right?
Yep.
So the new way, of course, is conversational. It could take minutes or hours to write your stuff. You can get your best stuff said quickly. It's written about a grade 5 level, grade 3 to 5 level is fine. Short content. You plan it, you write it, you record it, you transcribe it. Because it was competing with nature before, and now it's competing with video games, TV, internet, very high entertainment kind of sources. Now you could do it with a smartphone or any computer, or even just a recording device and some help from other people. But it's inexpensive and it's almost too accessible, and this is what we're doing, which is making it so that you can be seen as an authority in your area, because you're going to be written in a magazine, you're going to be written on our authority site, you're going to be written in different places, and you're going to just develop that clout that you need. Hint: writing is not equal to editing. Writing uses a separate part of your brain than editing does. So if you think of it more like brainstorming, it'll be helpful. Mind maps are great. I prefer them on paper. I just want to have something up here for you to see basically how I was mapping out the way that I did this talk. Basically, who we are, what is this issue plan, what's going on with this issue. So we talk about this. We had started off with lose weight, but now we're don't lose weight, or check here first. There's some things that you should do. So this triage process, we want you to know if your BMI is too low, because there are some people that are we call cachectic. They don't have enough weight on themselves anyway, and this is kind of dangerous underweight. But they might use our techniques and then make themselves sick. But basically, this is how people can get involved, with writing for the authority, and then writing in the best articles. Best authors will be adapted for the magazine, and that special interviews. If you have someone who's a stroke survivor, they might not be the greatest writer, but they might really have an awesome story that we want to share. And we actually do have that person, and we're going to be sharing that story soon. And then the article process that I'd done. So basically what we're doing is how we do it. We start with this headline and subhead. We're considering pictures and graphs early, because this is what people are really going to be attracted to. Then we're going to use our 3 questions and that we're going to seek to answer. We're going to use a friend, sometimes called the victim, to record your answer to them, and then we're going to have that transcribed. And basically we're going to write an excellent intro and outro for your content using copywriting techniques, which is basically how you get people to consume what you have. I mean, it's one thing to have them purchase your content, but you really want them to love it, because you want them to share that information with their friends and kind of do it.